Good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is So Much to Say YouTube TV. These are my thoughts, in my voice, on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Now, So Much to Say YouTube TV is the place that you come to learn and grow. So go ahead and hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. And turn on that little bell so that you get a notification every single time that I go live or I upload something new. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What's up, y'all? It is your boy KeonStafford. Welcome to my official YouTube channel where we laugh, we cry, we talk shit, and most of all, we have some fun. So while you at it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell so you won't miss me live weekly. While you at it, follow me on all social platforms at The Real KeonStafford. So until next time, bye.
Good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart. Yes.
I told you we ain't using that no more.
You got another intro? Did you come up with an intro?
I think I'll give it a shot.
All right, well, let's see what you got.
What's going on? It is your boy KeonStafford.
And I'm Craig the Writer Stewart.
And this is your official invitation to our Patreon video.
The link is scrolling right here. It's patreon.com/Craig and Keon.
Get on over there right now and hit the link and subscribe to our channel.
It's for all of our exclusive content. You're not going to see it anyplace else. So join now. And if you want to join mine, it's patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. Bye. Say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. What's up, everybody? I'm Craig the Writer Stewart.
And I'm your boy KeonStafford.
Welcome to the Thursday Night Live,
where we give you funny shit
to take your mind off the bullshit.
So sit back,
relax,
grab a drink,
and enjoy the motherfucking show. Oh, you just put the light anywhere. My God, today.
Well, bitch, if you was on time and we had time to set this up and you ain't had me running around like a chicken with my head cut off, maybe I would have set the light up right.
I don't want to hear that motherfucking shit.
Girl, let me be late.
Justin talking about time. Did you all hit the like button? Did you hit the share button? Did you hit the subscribe button? Did you all do that? Because I sure ain't heard no Cash App or no Zelle. Did you?
I ain't hear none either, honey.
Because she done cut her hair down. Girl, you done had your do-rag on, girl. Girl, I think you squeezing some of your brain cells out. Look at that line on your...
I'm trying to get these waves back in. I'm trying to... I have to lay my hair down. I look like India Ari. I am not my head. Craig, I look like India Ari.
Is that who you are? Excuse me, Amber, I do have hair. I don't know what you talking about. The fuck you talking about? Something wrong with your eyes?
Oh, girl, I thought you had said you had something.
I invested in these new microphones. Can you guys hear us a lot better?
I don't think they working.
No, bitch, my green light is on.
Don't mean it's working, girl. It's, the green light say it's on.
Well, they can hear us.
Yeah, because it's on your, it's the iPhone mic.
Yeah, but this is plugged into it, so I'm thinking that it is clearer. I mean, it's,
Greg got the light so bright, I barely can see.
Well, girl, I had to readjust it. Up, loud and clear. Loud and clear. First of all, you got the light all off to the side. It ain't even right here in front of us.
You need me to change it around?
Yeah, can you move it over?
Run the show since you always say you
run. I always runs the show. With an S, runs. I always runs the show. Kiana said the audio is great. Don't fuck up nothing in here, okay? And see, that's better. Now, can you bring it up some? Oh, yeah. Okay, now we cooking with grease. And we're talking about I sound loud as usual.
That's better, niece?
Yeah, that's better. We could probably bring a little light up. Turn it up just a little bit.
Girl, you sure? I ain't trying to get
the knob. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. They said we are wired for sound.
Let me see. It's all right.
All right. Come on, somebody. Yes, Craig never needs a mic. You know what? Y'all tried it. Make sure y'all get
you loud. I only can imagine How loud you is on here? Let me see.
Well, turn your motherfucking TV down. That's what you
Testing,
do.
1, 2.
Turn your phone down. Turn the TV down.
Well, you gave me the broke one, girl, because it ain't twist.
Bitch, what?
I was trying to twist it, it ain't twist.
First of all, don't be twisting nothing. Put it on. You break it, you paying for it. I'm taking it right.
Girl, how much you got from me? $20?
Don't worry about it.
I can Google it, bitch, because you got it from Amazon.
Because next you'll be over there trying to buy some.
No, girl, you got it from Amazon.
You know, I saw this girl on TikTok and
I'm gonna get the ones that got the cover. Because you know you spit sometimes.
That's not what the cover is for. She's stupid. The cover is for so that you don't have so you don't make plosions. You know, I was a broadcast journalist.
Oh wow!
Yeah, plosions is when you say stuff like when it sounds really hard and aggressive. You know how you talk.
I talk hard and aggressive.
That's the only thing that's hard and aggressive about you.
Oh no, girl.
That's the only thing that's hard and aggressive.
She get hard too.
You're soft and pink. Soft and
Craig. You had my shit all over the internet on Patreon.
You the one that had your little penis out and your little Piccadilly sticking out.
Oh my God.
On our Patreon. What's up, everybody? I'm Craig the Writer Stewart.
And I'm KeonStafford.
Welcome to the Thursday Night Live,
where we give you funny shit
to take your mind off the bullshit.
So sit back,
relax,
grab a drink,
and enjoy the motherfucking show. We did it.
You did it, bitch. Because you forget.
It's that Patreon intro that we can't get right.
You know you be forgetting.
I thought you were going to make a cocktail. Thank you, Onyx.
I need my $10.
No, it ain't $10 because you know YouTube takes 30%. What's 30% of $20?
I don't think you want to tell.
Not even 20, $19.99. What's 30% of that?
We started me.
Where my mathematicians at? What's 30%?
He had my dick print all out.
Alexa, what's 30% of $19.99?
I'm gonna give me a cocktail in a minute. But Craig, I just want to say, you know what? I really thank you.
The answer is 599.7.
Yes, Siri don't know either.
Alexa, what's 30% of $19.99?
It's approximately $6.
Okay, so they take 30% is what YouTube gets. So YouTube takes $6 from the $19.99.
Okay, so
that's $13.99. So you're gonna get half of $13.99, and it's not $7.
It's not $7, girl. But I'm gonna send you a penny.
It's gonna be $6.99. You're gonna get about $6.99. First of all, I did not have your penis out, and it wasn't your print; it was your actual nuts. They look like some hemorrhoids down here.
Oh, girl, they just big like that.
Some big old nuts. So he had his
I had my birthday party on Saturday.
Yes.
And Craig came. Craig came to the party, y'all. Him and Randy came very hungry.
I had to sign autographs and stuff. I was just like, oh my God.
Girl,
I'm playing.
I didn't even know who you was. Girl, I didn't even know who you was.
I'm just kidding.
No, but it was really a good time. I had a really.
But wait, get to the Patreon. So, I'm gonna need you to put this microphone on that side because I'm used to. Let me put it up here. Get it here.
Y'all screenshot this. Bitches
okay, right there.
All right, so
now listen, don't leave here with my microphone.
Girl, I want this mic, girl. It don't even work.
Yes, the fuck it does. So, Patreon. So we on the Patreon.
All right, so we're on the Patreon. So I did everything myself. I talked about my bathrobe so bad.
James Evans bathrobe is what I said.
Yep. So I was in my bathrobe or whatever. So I was rushing, trying to hurry up and get stuff and get things done. So
no. He was last minute putting together shit.
I was not last minute.
We showing up to the party. He's still running around with his nightgown on. In his nightgown and his
do-rag.
No. Nightgown and headscarf, bonnet.
Wasn't a bonnet?
It was a do-rag, but I'm calling it a bonnet.
Oh yeah. Well, anyways, so I did everything myself, or whatever. So Craig, here go. I told this bitch to call me or text me when he on his way.
I did.
No, you didn't, girl.
I did.
No, you didn't. I got the proof. I said, "Oh, that bitch come." I said, anyways.
Wait. You tell the story. I'm gonna look for it because
I know you didn't text to call me when he's coming.
Go ahead.
So finally, Craig finally came or whatever, him and Randy. And
what day was the party?
The 8th. And they were very hungry. they had edibles. So
wait, we got there at 9 o'clock. No. What time did you tell me to come?
You got there around 7. Let me look at my
Yeah, I got there like 7 o'clock because
Jay wanted to do some.
we wanted to get some Patreon for you guys that are subscribed.
Mm-hmm.
We get there at 7 o'clock. This bitch gonna tell me and Randy, you know, Randy, he always ready to eat. Randy.
Child, they ate.
He gonna talk about, we get there at 7 o'clock. He gonna tell us, oh, thank you very much. Behind us, she said the mics actually balances y'all's voices.
Oh, that's good.
So Randy, we get there at 7 o'clock. This bitch talking about, well, we can't eat until 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock? Bitch, that's 2 hours from now. I don't understand why y'all have, well, I'm gonna say this after. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, girl.
I was gonna say, I don't understand why y'all have these events, birthday parties, baby showers, wedding receptions, and you want people to be sitting there for 2 hours while it can't. I went to Ryan's birthday party, surprise birthday party on Friday, and they wouldn't let us eat, and we just sitting around there twiddling our thumbs, looking like they wouldn't let nobody get no cocktail. So what we supposed to do? Sit here and just have a conversation while y'all running around?
I had enough liquor for y'all.
I don't understand why y'all have these events and don't let people eat right away, eat and drink right away.
Well, girl, I had appetizers for y'all.
Where were they?
You had your fruit tray, your veggie tray, your cracker tray.
I was eating them grapes, and them grapes tasted like somebody had dirty fingers because they were a little salty.
And you had well, you don't eat meat. But anyways,
wait, what was it? Okay,
hey, bitch, you ain't text me. You can't find it because you ain't text me. Exactly, you ain't find it because you ain't text me. But anyways, so Craig,
I text you at 6 and said, "Can I park on the grass?" That was my way of saying I'm on my way.
No, bitch, saying on my way is I'm on my way.
You said yes. Where are you? And I said I'm home.
Exactly. So, bitch, that's not saying you're on your way.
Well, when I said, "Can I park on the grass?" let you know that I'm on my way.
No, girl. No, girl. Communication is our partner.
Clarity is our friend. Go ahead.
So, girl, no, that's not what you said. But anyways, you did. You came, and then Craig, I guess the edible had started kicking in or whatever.
First of all, stop telling my business out in these streets.
Oh, girl, you tell everybody else's business. So shit, girl. I think you need to go to
stop telling my business.
Because, girl, you have became a dope fiend, honey.
Now, animals and dope are two different things. Communication is our partner, clarity is our friend. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them salty ass grapes. Okay? Now, the grapes were really sweet once I got.
No, girl, I want to finish talking about animals, bitch.
Remind me.
No, because the bitch want to change the subject.
Remind me to come back to the salty grapes. Go ahead.
Well, girl, they put the dope in the edibles, and I say dope. The old folks say the dope. But I'm talking about marijuana. Because
they'll swear that.
Headline,
gay author, strung out. And it's because he just went through a breakup. That's what the story will be. That breakup took him out.
He doing dope. Keon said he was doing dope.
And we thought he lost weight because he stopped eating meat.
Girl.
You noticed what they were saying. Go ahead.
I noticed his stuff. His face was
looking all gaunt and stuff.
Yeah. And you know the people will wear you out.
They will wear you out. Go ahead.
Anyways, move forward. The party started. You know, Craig was enjoying himself. Randy really was enjoying himself.
Randy don't get out much.
Randy was enjoying himself. I had the red room downstairs. I had the bar set up downstairs.
It's all on the Patreon, though, yeah. But it really was nice where you had the bar set up. Randy and I said that. Mm-hmm. Randy was like, "Oh, it's really a vibe downstairs," but I'm not really a basement person. I like to be above ground.
Yeah. But it was really good. And I said a little speech, and I thanked Craig and a couple of my friends, everything like that. Meech brought me a cake, and Meech said something.
And before you ask, yes, I sent him a gift. In fact, I gave him 2.
Yeah, girl. Bitch, I was like, you see, I can't even get it out. I was appalled. I had to grab my pearls.
I don't think appalled is the word that you want.
What word I wanted?
You were shocked.
Tomato. But
no, appalled is more so like you're disgusted at something. I was appalled at the way he acted. You weren't appalled. But carry on.
Well, I was appalled that you didn't bring a bottle, but then
fuck that bottle.
I was appalled that you didn't bring a bottle, but then
now that works.
Look, but
now that works. But I didn't give you a bottle because
but I'm glad that you did what you did.
Because
and then I posted a bitch. I posted the shit that the bitch said.
I got 2 gifts. Yeah. Flabbergasted is another synonym. MTS. That's another synonym. Synonyms are words that are similar.
I know, bitch. I know, but move forward. So then,
But wait, you said you glad that I got it, not a bottle, because what? Because I was gonna say why I didn't get a bottle.
No, he didn't get a bottle because he wore me out.
About what?
About them goddamn sweatpants I had on.
Y'all remember that last live when he had those sweatpants on? They were peeling down in between.
Oh, your coochie print showing.
They were peeling down between his legs. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sent him a gift card for a little store. And then I ain't got to tell what I got him.
Yeah, he got me a gift, honey. Two. Yeah, he got me 2 gifts. So I was just like, oh, look.
Because you know you got the reminder.
I said, oh, ooh.
And then also says my birthday is coming up. No, I'm just playing. I know you said you won't be here.
Yeah,
where you gonna be?
Me and my grandmother is going to Miami.
Oh, really?
So, and I had totally forgot
No,
about
it's
it.
fine.
Yeah, I had totally forgot about it. So I won't be here, but bitch, you'll be good.
But no, go ahead.
Didn't get us
So he had the bar set up downstairs. He had what, 2 or 3 hookahs? It was 2 hookah stations downstairs and 1 upstairs.
And then I wound up getting another, so it was 2 upstairs.
Oh,
then
so
I had a
upstairs.
DJ in the living room, and I had to spread it out, and we was all in there, and it was a good time. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But bitch, let me tell you something. Monday, my actual birthday,
Mm-hmm.
bitch, I wish you would have came to R&B Monday. Hey, tell you
didn't ask me to come.
I did tell you that you
asked
were
Randy.
Oh, girl, but you said you were coming. We talked about this.
I don't remember that.
Bitch, you weren't coming anyway because you didn't want to come.
No, I was tired.
Say that. Say you were tired.
I just want to give you a hard time.
Because I talked to you that day.
I just want to give you a hard time. But no, Ryan's surprise party was Friday. Then your thing was Saturday. Seemed like I did something on Sunday too. What did I do?
Yeah, you did
Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot came over. You guys saw that on my Patreon. I put a little piece on my YouTube. But that Easter dinner, it was like over 3 hours worth of footage that I put on Patreon, but I broke it up over 3 days because there was a lot, and I don't like to inundate you guys with a lot of a lot of content. So I broke them up. Like one was like 57 minutes, one was like an hour and a half, and then I think one was like, I don't know, 45 minutes or something. But it was a lot of content, and I just broke it up over 3 days.
Yeah.
But so I was just kind of tired. So then when Monday, so I didn't leave the house Sunday. I didn't leave the house Monday. I didn't leave the house again until Tuesday.
Bitch, I ain't go to work on Tuesday. Because I had told my boss, I said, I ain't coming Tuesday. Because Monday, I'm glad I took off. Instead of taking off on my actual birthday, I took off the day after. But baby, let me tell you something. My birthday don't owe me nothing.
So what was so special about R&B Monday?
What was so special about R&B Monday? I think for me, it was just like, it was my actual birthday, and the vibe was just so good. Like, I really just like enjoyed the people that had came and was in the section, and we just like, it was just like us in the section. Like, yeah, we knew we was at R&B Monday, but ain't nobody sing, bitch. We were just enjoying each other, and I got really, 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 really. So look at me talking about y'all need to hear.
Oh, that's me. I was like, who is Dimitri?
Yeah.
Okay, because I see he said y'all need to hear about mine. Because I was like, Dimitri. What was that?
Let me show you this
about
video.
I didn't know that was him.
They had to carry me out the club.
Really?
I was.
Now, see, you didn't tell me all of that.
They had to. Let me show you this video. I want to play the music because I don't want them.
Well, just turn it down.
Hold on, wait. No, the music part should be good because
yeah.
I don't remember.
They had to carry you out?
Girl, they had to carry me out. Meech had to,
and this bitch gonna say that I'm a drug addict?
Meech wound up having to drive me home and get his car towed to his house. Because I was fucked up.
He got his car towed.
Yeah, he had to drive me home because I drove my car. So he drove my car home and he got his car towed from.
No, I'd have drove you home in my car and you had to get your shit towed at your expense.
Well, bitch, that's my friend. And then we went to 2 clubs.
Did you reimburse him?
So
did you recompense him?
He got free towing.
It's always the bitch ready to use your benefit.
This is the second club, Craig.
Oh my goodness, bitch, you look like
that's the second club. I was throwing up and everything.
That is not a good feeling. And stop explaining that to these people, making them think that that's a good feeling. That had to be horrible. You look a mess. Show them.
Look at Abel. Abel had to took a picture of me, girl. I had to lay it on Abel. Now, this at the first spot.
Well, Abel is like a good cushion, a good pillow.
Baby, let me tell you, my sister's soft, honey.
And we don't mean it in the literal sense. I mean, well, literally and figuratively.
Girl, look at this video, girl. This when birthday bitch came out. Girl, look at me showing out. Girl, my pants unbuckled.
So she trying to give away her tail.
Look. I had a good time, Craig. Girl, look at my pants. All falling down. Wait till this part. I don't know who this.
We need to put this on Patreon.
Yeah. I had so much fun.
We need, with that little bit of footage we just got coming in here tonight, put all that with this.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It doesn't matter if the music is there.
Yeah, not on Patreon. But baby,
but put all that on there.
We had a good time. I'm so glad. Yeah, meet them. They all, everybody who came on Monday really showed me a good time. And then shots was just coming back to back.
So in other words, you need to be on the kidney transplant list?
No, I don't.
Is that what I mean?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Now, let me circle back to them grapes at your house.
Because you've been waiting.
So Randy and I get to his house at 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a picture, Mr. D. It was all video. So that's why I said put it on Patreon. But we get to his house at 7 o'clock. Now, mind you, I am ravenous. Ravenous. And he talking about, well, you can't eat until 7 o'clock. He got everything up under aluminum foil. Ain't no motherfucking sterno up underneath it.
Yeah, because I ain't want to put the sterno.
So in other words, the shit ain't warm. So I'm like, it's 7 o'clock. You really want me to wait until 9 o'clock to eat?
See, that's what's wrong with you people, because you're supposed to come a little bit with your stomach, something on your stomach. But go ahead, carry on.
So he had these little grapes and things sitting on the side. Then the grapes were sweet as shit once I got past the pickle part.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if somebody was handling the grapes with dirty fingers or if you had slid them in some pickle juice, but they were a little pickly.
Okay.
And so once I, moved past the pickly part, they were sweet.
I couldn't tell they was pickled.
So the question is,
you kept going back and forth to them.
So the question, yeah, because I was hungry.
Well, a hungry bitch don't complain. You should stop and got you some leaves like you always do. On to the next subject, please.
So now the question is, were you handling the grapes with clean hands?
Hold on. Ooh,
was some of that on the grapes?
That's a very cheap fragrance you got on this.
Wait a minute. So somebody sprayed this cologne on me.
It triggered my allergies.
No, it's actually not cheap, but it's an expensive one. I don't think you're used to expensive.
Oh, I am used
to that shit, like Elliot, used to that shit over there.
And I agree. I was hollering at my
over there in the aisle with Marshall.
When you said cool water, bitch,
I
almost shitted on myself.
You know when you about to check out at the Marshalls and the Ross and the TJ Maxx and all that bullshit they got in that little aisle right there while you wait to get called up to pay for your stuff. That cheap CK1 cologne.
I wear Versace.
But I used to love the CK1 back in the day. I used to love the CK1 back in the day.
Yeah.
But that's all that old shit that they discontinued this in there now.
Oh, and I hate one perfume I don't like women to wear is that damn white diamonds or girl smell like the funeral home.
Oh my God.
I had a couple of stuff that I wanted us to talk about.
What you wanted to talk about?
One thing I wanted us to talk about.
Did you monetize?
Oh, girl, no, girl. You had to. You just posted like 2 minutes.
No, I uploaded this earlier. I put that we were gonna be live. Don't even try it.
Let me do it now.
So,
it's a couple of things that's going on in the media. One of the things I want to talk about is
Candy supposedly suing Latasha?
Oh, I don't know, girl. That's a mess within itself.
Because Randy had texted me something about that earlier. I said, suing her. Oh, come on, Jackie Cheatham. Thank you. She said, for the new sound with the microphone. Marcellus, thank you very much. He said, for Fine Nigga Friday. Even though it's tomorrow. Thank you very much for the early in advance. Thank you, Nicola. Hey, girl, hey.
So one of the things I want to talk about, do you know who is Woe Vicky?
Yeah, that white girl.
Yeah. She was talking about little Nas X earlier today.
Now, what's she saying?
She did an interview, and this is what she said.
I got a few friends. I wanted to say this about Lil Nas X. I got a few friends that went to school with him, and they said he was never gay. So I know for a fact, like, what he doing is because, like, they told him, like, you got to do this now if you want.
So you feel like he not really gay?
I feel like ain't nobody really gay. In Jesus' name, amen. It's getting popularity, getting you money, getting you views. So it's like, selling yourself. Like, you do this, you going with
Is she really saying that?
In the entertainment industry.
Like, it's just demonic. The industry, it's like you have to do certain things to get that. So I bet
Ain't that what she did?
Certain things to get where he's going, and like the certain things is you gotta do this and lead people this way and lead people that way.
First of all, let me say this. Lil Nas X is here from Georgia. He's from Lithia Springs, out 20. First of all, out there past Six Flags. But the thing is this.
I'm listening to you. I'm trying to find.
He was closeted. You weren't gay in high school either. I mean, you were gay, but you weren't acting on it.
I was acting on it. I just wasn't. I was acting on it. I just wasn't publicly saying it.
So my point is, so of course, maybe people in high school didn't suspect that he was gay because he was closeted. But for her to sit there and say, this is a classic case of the vase calling the vase main. You know how they say the pot calling the kettle black? The vase calling the vase main. It's like, girl, that's what you did. You were salacious. You were over the top just to create a name for yourself. And then you sitting there talking like you were born a slave and you a white girl. She talking like
black
you was
so bad.
Right. It's like you talking like you grew up in a barn. Like, I don't, but here's my thing. What really frustrates me is these platforms like Spiritual World on Instagram, the Shade Room, this place that you just showed, the Neighborhood Talks. All these people who are who highlight the Woe Vickies of the world, the Lil Boosies of the world. Like, why do y'all keep showing these ignorant people? It's like you perpetuate it. And you know, that's what frustrates me about these black bloggers, right? That they keep highlighting these people, like putting these people front and center. Like, why perpetuate that ignorance? I just don't understand, especially like with Lil Boosie, you know, and even like some of the stuff like Spiritual World. Like, I'm this close to unfollowing them on Instagram. I follow them because, you know, they do post a lot of stuff, you know, relative to black pop culture. That does interest me. But sometimes when they post these things about relationships, I had to unfollow this one, Justin something. I don't remember what it is. Justin Boy.
Justin LA Boy.
Justin, I had to unfollow him.
I hollered at some of the posts.
I hollered at some of it too, but some of that shit is so ignorant and it's so toxic. Yeah. As it relates to relationships. And when you think about it, it's the reason why people have such warped perceptions of relationships and dating and this bitterness and this jadedness.
But you got to meet Craig. I'm about to call you Greg. They call you Greg.
Who call me Greg?
How they be calling you Greg on here and calling me Leon. Greg, you come here sometimes. But what I was going to say is, you got to admit, some of that shit be true.
Some of it is, but
it is true. Some of it is true. And I think and I'm not taking up for the page, that's not what I'm doing. Right. But what I was saying is, I think they put that out there because a lot of people can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes people think it's a kiki and ha-ha. And, you know, sometimes we laugh about it and stuff like that. But deep down, people really be relating to the things that he posts or she posts, whoever's behind the page.
But I don't know. I just... Again, you guys know how I feel about protecting my energy and protecting my chi. I stopped following ATL Scoop a long time ago. In fact, they blocked me on Instagram because it's run by somebody white. And a lot of that shit, I think it's a white girl.
It's a girl. It is.
It's a white girl. And she posts a lot of stuff that's really triggering about black folks. You know, it's like black crime, black this, black, you know, it's all this stuff that's happening in Atlanta, but it puts black folks in a very negative light. And I first found out about...
Why are you talking about this? Because I got two things else I want to talk about.
And I posted something on my Instagram a long time ago, and she ended up, or whoever it is that's running the page, ended up blocking me, which I didn't give a damn. But they literally, you know, they post a lot of toxic shit about black people. Just like I've said on my Instagram before, those of you that follow me on Instagram, I post a lot of wild shit that I find funny. I use it also because I get a lot of views on my Instagram. Like sometimes upwards of 500,000 people watching my Instagram in a 30-day period. And so I post a lot of funny shit, things that I literally laugh out loud at when I come across it. But the thing you'll never see me post is black people fighting and black people arguing. I'm not posting that. But but I also post things that I think that we need to see, things that we need to hear, things that we need to learn. And because I know there are so many people following my Instagram, or even if they're not following it,
they come across your page.
They come across my page. Because I only have 31,000 followers on Instagram, but like I said, sometimes it's 500,000, close to 600,000 people sometimes looking at my page. Because I look at the
insights.
I look at the insights. But I post stuff about yeah, that's how I found out about it, Teddy Esquire, through Isaac Hayes. That's how I found out about ATL Scoop. Mm-hmm. But I post stuff about Juneteenth. I post stuff about Black history, or just facts or political things that are going on in the political landscape. But I just
How do you feel about you remember the Robinson girl? I can't think of her first name.
Robinson.
The girl who went overseas and she got to fight. They said they're not pressing charges.
Oh wait. I thought you were talking about the basketball player Brittany Grimes, but you're talking about something else.
What's the name? Shit, I can't think of her first name. It starts with an S. I'm trying to find it.
Shanquilla?
Yes.
Oh, the girl that got killed.
Yeah. She got killed. So they not pressing charges
on the people that were with her.
They said there's not enough evidence. Even though the video was flowing and everything like that, they declined to press charges about it. So have y'all been
I feel like there's enough evidence, but if you really think about it, I guess it's really not a lot of to a critical thinker, you're like, oh no, they killed that girl.
Yeah.
When you look at that video. But I guess from
I'm sorry. So this is what they were saying about the autopsies, how the autopsies didn't
match.
And so I'm gonna play it. Hold on. Let me turn it up real quick.
That autopsy the feds are referring to was done by the Mecklenburg County Examiner's Office in November and finally shared for the first time with WBTV today. And our Nikki Hauser's been digging into it, comparing that autopsy with the one conducted by Mexico authorities the day after Robinson's death. And Nikki's with us live here. And Nikki, there's a huge discrepancy here.
Exactly, John. The findings from that U.S. autopsy conducted at the Mecklenburg County Medical Examiner's Office that we got in this afternoon contradicts claims that were initially made by Mexican officials the day after Shanquilla's death in what they call a partial autopsy. Now, what's being called into question, the major difference between these examinations has to do with the cause of Shanquilla's death. Her attack.
Oh shit.
Captured on video, and now we're being told that there aren't going to be.
That was her
family attorney.
Be an arrest. So how did we get here? The day after Robinson's death in Cabo, Mexican authorities conducted what's called a partial autopsy, an examination of specific areas of the body. That autopsy found Robinson died from a broken neck. Robinson's Mexican death certificate, finalized a week after her death, is also clear. It says her cause of death was a severe spinal cord injury. But an autopsy conducted here in Mecklenburg County 3 weeks later has a critical difference. It says her spine was completely intact and ultimately concludes an undetermined cause of death. However, the autopsy did note that Robinson suffered severe trauma to her head. Video shows what appears to be Robinson involved in a fight not long before she died, but the medical examiner was not able to determine what caused that trauma. The DOJ says federal
I don't watch them all.
Yeah, karma will definitely get them for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't understand how the two autopsies showed something different. Like, how does one show that her spine was severely damaged or whatever, and then the other one shows that it was intact? And if it was to go to trial, I guess an attorney could argue that it's circumstantial. Yeah, they were in a fight, but that doesn't mean that that's what caused. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, to me, it's a closing.
Do you think
shut case?
Do you think they would have paid like the family off? Try to pay the family.
Who?
Like anybody that like to kind of sometimes they settle just with the family and say, hey, we're gonna put this out there.
I think if it was an instance where the Mexican government had to do something like that,
Mhm.
had something to do with it,
Mhm.
you know, or if it was like some theme park or something where she got injured and died, I could see them trying to do that. But no, those
This
other
is a-
people's family,
yeah, yeah.
they ain't do nothing like that. But here's the thing. I think that somebody said in the comments, if she was a white girl,
Oh, they would have been all over it.
they would have figured that the fuck out. They would have, especially if the attackers were black and that girl was white. Oh, they'd have
They
charged
would've
them.
figured it out. I want to pull up this last video, and I thought I saved them, but did you hear about the coach, how he was riding through Atlanta, and he was like,
I was talking about niggas, and this city has really gone down.
Right, he called the, he acted like he was calling the front desk and saying, hey, nigger, bring me some wings, and they need to get his ass, too.
I don't understand how these people have these public jobs, or like they work in the public sector, like in the school or whatever.
Yeah.
And you think you can say stuff like, is he close to retirement or what?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm touching on the mic. I forgot it was there.
He old as hell. He getting old. I ain't gonna say he old.
But I'm like, I wonder if he's already retired.
No, from my understanding, he's still a coach. Damn it, I cannot.
Well, he definitely needs to be terminated. I told her to stop that announcement. The family attorney said the Mexican government can still press charges even though the U.S. decided not. But see, I don't think that they're going to. Because like when it first happened, when she first was killed, like a lot of people were saying that the Mexican government wasn't moving fast enough, and that the American government was going to have to pressure them to really, you know, try to do some sort of an investigation of what happened. Oh my God, that's sad.
Really sad.
That's
Could you
really
imagine
sad.
how
Her
her parents feel? I'd have seen my daughter basically in this fight and die from this fight, and then.
But now, what's the backstory to this? So, was it a thing where these people didn't like her, or she slept with somebody's boyfriend?
I don't remember the backstory. I knew they
Y'all
were
remember the
all
backstory?
friends coming from over here.
Right, and it was something where she was trying to take them on a trip or something like
They
that.
went on the trip.
That was the trip.
That was the trip.
Yeah,
I hate that though.
It's really sad. But she sprung for the trip. I think she was like an entrepreneur or something. She had her own little business or something.
She did hair. I remember last time she had a good little following too. When I went on her page before, I haven't tried to go on there in a long time though.
That's sad.
It's just sad. It's just how things.
She paid for most of the trip. They attacked her out of jealousy. Everybody is not your friend. Everybody is not your friend. So for all the people that are here, people pleasing and trying to get in good graces with people, and you know, like, fuck that. Like,
social media definitely have an impact on people. Now, we were talking about this,
which is what I was saying about the whole Justin LA boy or whatever it was. That's why I said I had to unfollow some of that stuff, because even though you said some of those memes are true when they talk about this toxic shit in relationship, I think sometimes social media, like, it's a blessing and a curse, but I just think that sometimes it's so toxic.
Yeah.
And even though that stuff might be true, you got to think about, how big ass feet then hit the.
Girl, let me tell you this. I was trying to get my
big ass.
Look, production. You need to get some better equipment.
Our big ass feet. But you know, I think that, you know, we have to be mindful of the stuff that we post, because there are people that are so impressionable. And granted, you can't safeguard everything, you know, because you can't really determine how people are going to interpret things. You know what I'm saying? Because your intention when you post something may be one way, but then people, you know, because like even like when you post a picture of yourself or whatever, you may put a filter on your picture or your video or whatever. Then you have people who are looking at you like, oh my God, her skin looks really good, or her skin.
And see you in person, like, oh
and see,
God.
right. But then you have these people who try to aspire to be that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know. I'm really grateful. Like, there are times that I think, ooh, I really would like to have kids or whatever. But then it's just like, child.
What do you say, child?
it's so much to protect your kids from. Like I wouldn't want to have the conversation with my kids about no, I don't want you to be on TikTok. No, I don't want you to be on Instagram yet.
Why would you do that though?
Well, because when you're in your formative years, your brain hasn't really fully formed. Mm. Your brain doesn't really fully form until you're 25. Like you just developing your brain.
Oh, girl, my brain been developed.
You're only 29.
My brain.
Your brain didn't fully form until you were 25.
Well, that is true, Craig. However,
so you're really only 4 years old. So my point is, I don't want to have to explain to my kids. I don't want you to have a phone. I mean, I know sometimes you have to. Your kid. I know a lot of you have kids and they have phones and they're in elementary school or middle school. I understand that, and I understand times are different. We didn't need phones then, and we were latchkey kids and all that other stuff. But peer pressure is a real thing, and then you compound that with social media, and your kids want to be on there, and they looking at. Okay, so case in point,
because I'm gonna go to something too. I ain't gonna forget my point, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm not gonna say who, and don't you say who, but somebody
I already know you finna go.
And I know some of you motherfuckers in the comments gonna know what I'm talking about. But at any rate, I'm not putting it out there, but just for the sake of example, someone I know just had cosmetic surgery. Like body surgery. And we had a conversation the other day, and I'm only talking about this for the sake of just a demonstration of what I'm talking about. And so I said, so why did you actually want to have this body surgery? Like, how much of the decision was yours? And how much of the decision was influenced by social media? The stuff that you see on social media and the stuff that you see on reality TV. This goes back to what I've been saying to you guys for a long time. Be mindful of the stuff that you ingest.
Okay.
Not just the food you eat, but also the television you watch, the music you're listening to. Like, you got to be mindful of what you're taking in, because we're all impressionable to a degree, right? Okay. And I believe that I'm a independent thinker, but I'm also a human being living on the earth. And so I can't control. And I was a media major, a mass media arts major. And one of the things that they told us when I first went into the department was the media, and there was no social media then. But social media is encompassed by media. The media has a direct impact on what you think, what you feel, and what you believe. So even as an independent thinker, you're an independent thinker. I consider myself an independent thinker, but you're still affected by the world around you. Right. So I said, how much of this decision to have lipo and to have a BBL was your decision, and how much of it was influenced by social media and what you see on reality TV? And so I got a response, but I don't know if I necessarily buy it. But you got to think about that stuff. Like, and I was about to say this, and I'm really not trying to be funny when I say it, but I'm really not being funny when I say it. It was about to roll right off my tongue, though.
Bro, I already know what you're gonna say.
And I'm not, and I really was not being funny. But like, even like people going to get their teeth done. My thing is, it's one thing. So I dated a dentist back in 2000.
Mind you, we had this conversation already.
Right, but it lends itself to this conversation. But when I was back in 2003, 2005, I dated a dentist. I write about it in my first book. And I remember when I was that age, I was like your age. I was like 27. I know you're 29, but I was 27 at the time. And he was a dentist, and I was like, oh, I want to get all veneers. Now, mind you, ain't nothing wrong with my teeth. But I was like, I want veneers. He said to me, no, you don't need to shave and I know you didn't get your teeth shaved down. He's like, you don't need to shave your teeth down. He said, you should always maintain as much of your tooth as you can. You don't want to shave your teeth down. You only need to do that in spots if you need something. And so he said, because one, you're going to have to get them, maintained. Like, they're only going to last 5, 7, 10 years or whatever. Then you know what I mean? Whatever. So for all of you that are flying out of the country, he only went to Detroit. Land the plane. So for all of you that are going to Turkey and all these other places to get teeth done, like, you're gonna have to go back and get that stuff done. You know what I mean? So just think about that, and just at the end of it all, it's just like, why are you really making the decision? Is it for you or is it for what you've been influenced by? But go ahead.
All right, so before I get on to the next thing,
Right, what were you going to say?
The original. I'm going to comment on that. Then I'm going to jump to what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I think now everything is just at our. It's so easy.
It's so accessible.
It's so accessible to get to, right? I personally feel, and this is no shade, but I personally feel that if y'all had
access to it,
I think y'all would do it too, Craig. I just feel like
I'm not saying that people would.
But listen. And this go back to. I hate to jump into this, but this go back to OnlyFans and the people who was doing porn and stuff like that back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is now is that we ain't doing it on DVD. It's more on the internet now.
Yeah, it's on. Yeah.
So I just feel like, and even going back to the BBLs and the veneers and shit like that, it's more accessible now. So I think people are more wanting to keep. I ain't gonna say keep up a look, but they want to enhance themselves.
Right.
So I don't.
But my thing is, when you see folk getting body surgery in their 20s, bitch, where you going? What you gonna do in your 30s and 40s? You understand what I'm saying? It's just like you got to think about the long term of it all. It's like if you're starting in your mid 20s, it's just like tattoos. I don't have any tattoos, but I've
been had them since I was 15.
But I've heard people say once you start getting tattoos, it becomes an addiction for some people, not everybody.
I ain't gonna say it did for me.
Right, and I know a lot of people. They like, oh, let me get another one. Oh, let me get another one. You know, and it's the same thing with this cosmetic surgery. Because what happens is you end up becoming Joan Rivers because you're never satisfied. You know, you always finding something to tweak and fix and just let me smooth this out and let me, you know what I mean? So it's, and then like somebody just said in the comments, a lot of these folk that are getting this cosmetic surgery early on, K. Michelle, who else didn't remove shit?
Black China.
A lot of these people who started doing that shit early on, they're removing that shit now because it's just like it's toxic in your body. Like you're putting
because you gotta think about it, they got silicone and shit done.
Right. You're putting shit in your Little Kim and all these people. Now she hasn't removed anything that I know of, but K. Michelle has removed stuff, Black China has removed stuff, and whoever else is removing stuff. But it's like you're doing, and the thing that they all have in common, especially K. Michelle. K. Michelle was like, oh, I'm doing this for me. Like when people would joke her and clown her about, oh, I'm doing it for me. But when she finally started taking that shit out, and then had the nerve, because I think it was great that she did a reality show showing herself and showing other women getting it removed and helping women get it removed. But it wasn't until she did
she had health issues though.
Right. It wasn't until she did that reality show and she started having health issues that she really got honest with herself and us and started saying, I was doing it for attention from men because I didn't love myself and because I thought it was going to keep a man. Like when you see young girls going out getting breasts and all that ain't going to keep no nigga. The Kardashians too. Now I think Khloe Kardashian, I think, got her butt taken out because I saw her on Instagram like, I don't know, 6 months ago or something, and she looked normal again. But I don't think Kim Kardashian is trying to take her shit out anytime soon because that's a part of.
So let me ask you this. What do you say about the elder people who get dentures?
I think that you should leave your shit alone. If you're now, if you have like my Aunt Gloria is about to get some dentures, she ain't got no teeth. Now Gloria, I know you're gonna see this. I'm not trying to be shady, but she ain't got no teeth, so she's getting dentures. You had teeth.
Okay, but I'm just
now I can see if it was a thing you had to get your shit removed, or you know what I mean, some real need for it, or even if you're not elderly, but even if you're an older person and you want to kind of tighten up, that's a different thing. If you, and I don't want to say an age. I was gonna say if you're 50, because if you black, you only need that shit at 50 generally. But I'm just saying, like, if you 60 something, like Angela's 61. I can't even say that because Angela don't need no fucking surgery.
But what you're saying was if you want to touch it up, it's more acceptable then?
I think that I could stomach it more. And again, it's just my opinion.
Just your
like,
opinion.
yeah, you do what you want with your body. But I'm just saying, I think that if you want to do this shit closer to 70 and you want to kind of fresh, like Gladys Knight freshen herself up, she looked really good. But my thing is, she was what, 117 when she finally did it?
But Craig, I think,
but when you starting at 25, bitch, where you going? You already on the mountaintop. You can be tweaking and fixing and all your life, every decade, and then you're gonna look like Joan Rivers / Madonna, and then you're not even gonna recognize yourself. Need versus just wanting something to do. It's almost like when you buy a house, you always tweaking and fixing and doing something. It's like at some point you gotta stop and say, okay, I like the house the way it is now. You can't keep building and rebuilding and doing this, and you know what I mean? But yeah, somebody made a good point here, Demetrius. When elders get dentures, it's because of health reasons. Because a lot of your health, your overall health, it starts with your oral.
Mm-hmm.
And so it says because of health reasons, to be able to eat and to chew properly. Veneers are cosmetic and a choice. That's why insurance doesn't pay for veneers, because it's cosmetic. It's not a need. And again, I'm not saying that people shouldn't do what makes them happy, but where's the line? Is that really going to make you happy by going to get your breast augmented or getting your ass? And I don't want to
make them happy, just like women get breast reduction.
Is it happy? Because happiness is only temporary. What's going to really bring you joy is the question. And I don't want to just focus on women because men do shit too. Getting these fake ass abs done and getting fake biceps and getting fake calf muscles put in and shit. It ain't muscles, but it's material that they put in and give them the illusion that they have calf muscles or they have abs and shit. And you know, you got a lot of gay men that are now getting like Botox and getting.
So you won't do that if you start?
I'm not saying what I would never do, but I ain't thinking about that shit now.
But what I'm saying is, cosmetic is cosmetic. Whether it just is what it is.
I mean, I don't see myself doing it, but I'm not going to sit here and say I would never do it. Mm-hmm. But bitch, I'm almost 50. That's the first time I've ever said that. I'm almost 47. But like, I can't.
You knocking on 50.
Nah. But that's what I'm saying. But Angela is 61.
Okay, Angela age different. You may not age like Angela.
Oh no, I am.
By the time you get 50, you may be droopy. Well, you may have.
But he's not.
That's not what I said. I'm just saying. You don't know how you're gonna look at 50, bitch. You can picture or try to assume how you're gonna look, but you don't know how you're gonna look at 50. You don't know how life gonna.
No, you don't. But that's why I take time and I eat properly. And when I say properly, that's relative. But that's why I juice every morning. I get the natural nutrients and juices because all of that shit can do that. But then I also I take care of my skin. You know what I'm saying? Like I talked about this today on Patreon. I'm gonna upload it. It's on my Patreon. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I talk about my regimen with Elliot. But I do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Beyond moisturizing, because you got to do something more than moisturizing. But I take care of my skin to preserve it for as long as I can. Now, again, I'm not saying that I won't maybe do a little Botox in 10 years. I don't know. But right now, today, I'm not interested in doing it. But here's the thing. I read an article recently, and it said that people who are getting a lot of Botox in their forehead and shit, and I've often wondered, what does that chemical, that shit go into your, where does it go when it goes into your skin? Mm-hmm. And they say that it absorbs and all this other shit. But I read this article the other day, and it said it causes a lot of people to not be able to process emotions properly when you shoot that shit in your face and your head. Because everything that you put in your body, it has to do, like, what is it doing? So, you know, how do I feel about aging? That's really general, so I don't really know what you're asking me. But what I'll say is, yeah, it's poison. Like you're putting that shit in your face. Okay, I'm gonna come back to your question. Blessed Destiny, I think it said. I have a keloid on my calf.
Case in point. Go ahead.
And when I was 14, I was bit by a dog. I talk about that in my first book. Mm. I was bit by a dog, and so I have 2 keloids on my left calf. Mm. Now, when I was that age, I really wanted it removed. I didn't wear shorts. I was so, self-conscious about wearing shorts. And then I got to a point as I matured more, and I realized it's a scar. Like, so the fuck what, right? But my mother took me to see a plastic surgeon and everything, right? Because I didn't want that keloid on my leg. And when I went, the lady was like, well, you know, we were basically injected with a steroid to flatten it out, to smooth it out, and this, that, and the third. And I thought about it because one day after that appointment, that consultation with this plastic surgeon, I remember seeing a guy standing on the corner. He was waiting to cross the street, and we were driving down, and he was waiting to cross the street. And he had a prosthetic leg. He had on shorts, and he had a prosthetic leg. And I remember thinking, if this motherfucker can stand out here with a prosthetic leg on with some shorts, you can stand out here with a motherfucking scar on your leg and be okay with it. Because I was like, all I need to do is go and get some fucking steroids in my goddamn leg. That shit go through my goddamn bloodstream to my heart and fucking kill me. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking extremely. But it's just like, what's the point? Like, because of a scar? Like, you're going to do all that for a scar? So I just left it alone. So back to Blessed Destiny's question, how do I feel about aging? I think aging is a beautiful thing. I really do. Now, I think a lot of us have concerns about aging and not aging well or having health issues. I don't have anything wrong with, I don't feel anything wrong with aging. I think my concern when I think about aging is if I'll be in good health. Like, I want to, as long as I'm on the earth, I want to have.
You don't want to be able to take care of you.
I don't want to have anybody take care of me. I want to be able to use the bathroom on my own. I don't want to be incontinent. I don't want to be, you know what I mean? All of that kind of stuff that can come with aging. That's why I take care of myself the way that I do. And it doesn't mean that some of that shit still can't happen. You know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't be because I didn't try. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I pay attention to what I eat. I juice every morning. You know what I'm saying? I stop eating meat. You know, again, I work out. You know, so aging process is a part of life. But for me, it's just about aging well and having my faculties and my the ability to reason and make sound decisions and judgment. And I think it's a blessing. And I think a lot of people fear getting older. But I don't think it's so much you fearing, if I'm really thinking, I don't think it's so much that people fear getting old as much as what condition am I going to be in as I get older.
I think that'd be the scary part.
Yeah.
The scary part.
Yeah. And so when I see people now like struggling with their health and they 35, and I'm like, well, girl, what you think it's going to be when you're 60?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not taking care of yourself now, like if you're having breathing problems.
You know what? I used to fuss because, you know, my grandma, she'll be 75 and shit, and she still work. And, you know, my grandma, she work and she take care, what you call those people? They're paralyzed. But, you know, she still.
Paraplegic.
Yeah. And she lift them up and everything. And at one point she stopped working, and then I can tell a difference in her. But she said, and when you start thinking old, you start aging.
Right.
She said, I ain't old. She said I may be older in the age, but she said I'm gonna work until I can't. She called Godfather. She's like, to the Father tell me to sit my ass down. That's what I'm gonna do. She said I'm gonna work. But what I'm saying is I'm glad that she is still working, because I can't imagine her not being as youthful as she is, how she is now. Like it'll eat her alive. You know, she probably will be been the whipped on to the other side.
Yeah. And the thing is, this is why I say to my dad all of the time, I'm like, you sit at home all day long, sitting on the couch, doing nothing. He wanted me to buy him an exercise bike, I think about a year ago, and I refused to, because I knew he was going to just leave it sitting in the corner. And that's exactly what it's doing, sitting in the corner. I think he used it 2 times. I tried to get him to juice. I bought him a juicer. I sent it to his house. He juiced for a little bit, and then he put it down. But you can't force people to do stuff or to adopt your mentality. So I share the information with you all. I share it with my friends. I share it with my family. And that's all I can do. Angela told me when I was your age, because when I met Angela, I was probably 29. I think I was like 29. And she was about my age now, right? She's like 45. Because she's like 15 years older than I am. And she told me then, she said, Craig, whatever you do, always work out. Maintain something. And Angela still works out. Like, we went to the gym the other day. But she doesn't lift steel like we used to. But she still bike rides. She still goes running. She may not get up under that weight anymore. But she's getting back into it now. She said, Craig, I got to get back into the gym.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's always doing something. But I just feel like with my dad, for example, like listen to the thunder.
Right.
My dad, he is in good health, but he does nothing. And that slows your body down when you're sitting around and you're doing nothing. You start getting stiff, joints and shit start aching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to move it. You got to move your body. So, again, I'm not saying that I would never, you know, do a little filler or do a little bow tie. I don't know. I can't see myself going up under no damn knife, though.
Yeah.
For nothing. You know, being active is very key.
It's the key. That is correct.
It's the key. You know, so I don't know. I just think about all of that. But, you know, I just try to ask myself about any decision that I make, like how much of this decision is mine and how much of this was influenced. You know what I mean? So I just try to look at it that way. Your atrophy sets in. So, you know, when it comes to, my biggest thing is I don't like the thought of dying. That's what it is for me. I don't want to, and I know at some point in your life when you get older, you feel like you've lived your life and you're ready to go because you're tired, you've seen the world, and you know, you experience a lot of people dying. You know,
do you feel if you was to leave here tonight or tomorrow, you have lived?
I've lived.
You lived?
I've lived. But I don't want to leave tonight or tomorrow.
No, I'm just saying, but do you feel that way? Do you feel that way?
I do. I feel like I've lived a good life. I feel like I've lived a good life. And I feel like I've made an impact. Like if I was to die tomorrow, I've written 4 books. There's videos that will live on after I've died on Patreon, on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I've made an impact. But I'm not ready to go.
Yeah, girl, I ain't ready for you to go either. Girl, look, my eyes getting red.
I see your eyes look like they got a little watery. Your eyes got a little watery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dying is inevitable. And yeah, and you don't have any control over it. It is what it is. And you know, it's just one of those things where I don't think about it often. I don't. But when I do start putting things in perspective and I start thinking about the years I have in front, because I feel like now I'm about midlife right now. Because I've always felt like I'm gonna live until my 90s. So I feel like I'm midlife now. And so, you know, like people say, well, no, most people live to be about 70, 75. No, bitch, I'm living long. Because if I'm dying at 70, bitch, that's only 23 years from now.
Yeah.
But I've always felt like, even in college, like I feel like I wrote an obituary. I took a death and society class my senior year in college. And we had to write our own obituary. Verklempt is Verklempt. Verklempt. We had to write out, it was an assignment. I had to write my own obituary. And I remember writing that I was going to die in Atlanta on my estate, because I knew I was going to move to Atlanta. I was going to die in Atlanta on my estate, and I was going to be in my 90s. I wrote that my senior year in college. But I don't know, the way that I live now and feel, like I feel like I may live beyond 90. In my 90, you know what I mean? And people are living longer too now, you know what I mean? So, but
you have a sharp mind.
I always wonder, like, what's on the other side, though? Like, when your soul leaves this earth, wait, what is this right here? And the older you get, the more you learn that you're still really young. Yeah. Yes, that's really true, because when I was younger, I used to think 25 was so old. I just used to feel like, not old as in age, but I used to feel like you would have your shit together. I used to think about that. Like, oh, when you're 25, you got your shit together. Insurance, car insurance goes down. But when I got to 25, I was like, shit, I'm still trying to figure shit out. So for those of you that are 25, those of you that are 25 and you hard on yourself because you're feeling like your finances aren't where you want them to be and your life is kind of up and down, that's what 25 is. You don't have that shit figured out.
But you know, I be hard on myself.
But because you're still in your 20s.
And I just feel like, even though I always say, even though I feel like that I have accomplished a lot at a young age, I just feel like I want more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want more. I want more. Like, and I feel like even though I think I'm advanced for my age.
Yeah.
I look back and I'm like, damn, well, why I ain't got, or why?
That's what 20s are about, though. I say this all the time to people. When you're in your 20s, it really is about figuring out who you are and trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. And then your 30s are really about trying to get that. But your 20s, shit's falling all off track, and you still need help from your family or your friends or whatever. And then your 30s are about trying to keep the shit on the track.
On the track, right.
It still falls off, but you try, and a lot of times it's falling off, but you're really building and figuring shit out. And there are a lot of growing pains in your 30s. But then when you get to your 40s, hopefully, you've figured out what you want, you've mastered it, but shit still falls off the track from time to time, but you tend to have shit on track more often than not. You know what I'm saying? And you're just kind of like coasting at that point. You know, you've kind of managed. You're managing things better.
I think for me that I was just saying recently that, you know, I think I have had the growing pains. I'm not saying I'm not going to experience nothing in my 30s, but I think that I've had the growing pains like at an earlier age. And it's just like now I think that I'm at peace with a lot of stuff like that just have happened over the years, and you know, just growing into myself now, because I really feel that I have changed and grown up a lot versus like how I used to be, how I would react to things, how I would just do a lot of different things that I don't do now.
Right.
And I say, bitch, that is growth.
That's growth.
That is growth.
Right.
Like, or like, you know, when you have to make a decision on, okay, should I do this or should I do that? Or do I want to pay this bill, or do I want to go get me some new shoes?
And then also, and I talk about this in Book of Jewels, one of the things that happens is as you get into your 30s, I don't mean at 30, but it's usually about 35, where you really start to understand the mechanics of life and how the universe works. So like when you go through really tough things, like you may lose your job or you may go through some sort of financial crisis or whatever, you don't panic as much because you really start to understand, because you've had similar experiences before. And somewhere inside of you, and somewhere inside of yourself, you know, oh, I'm going to manage through this. I'm going to get through this. You may not know, drop the link for them, please. You may not know how you're going to get through it. But you know somewhere there's a resolve inside of yourself.
I can't drop the link because we on your phone. Copy it. It's right here.
There's I can't do it from up there. I got to do it from this one. You can't drop it from there.
Yeah, you're right.
But there's a resolve that comes when you're in your mid to late 30s, where you're like, I don't know, you calm yourself. You have a better sense of calming yourself. And you may not figure it out. You don't know how it's going to play out. But you know you've seen similar days, and you're not panicking. You know, so that's the beauty of getting older. And even when it comes to like breakups or whatever, like major life changes, you learn to kind of and to get through the shit a little better. Sorry, guys, I had to go ahead and get the link. Now what I gotta, I'm gonna drop it in.
Yeah.
One moment, please.
One moment, please.
All right, I just dropped it over here on YouTube. Let me drop it over here on Facebook.
Oh shit, I was trying to click the link. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I just dropped it in Facebook and YouTube.
Somebody just said, I just turned 28. Kimberly.
Yes, that gives me a sense of solace. But Kimberly, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not saying this to startle you, but there's a shift that happens when you turn 30, and you're going to experience it next year. And like that shift, it generally happens between 30 and 32. It may even go as far as 35. Like there's so much growth that you're going to experience, and growth is painful. but it's necessary. And the greatest amount of growth comes from some of the most painful experiences. I don't know what your life changes are going to be. I don't know. It could be introspective. It could be external. It could be introspective or it could be introspective or introspective, meaning outside of yourself. But it's going to happen because that's when you shift and you really graduate to that next level. And it's tough. It is tough. You know, and I experienced a lot of growth. You can take that one out. I experienced a lot of growth. And mine was mostly financial because it was connected to.
It won't let me kick it out.
It was connected to my career, and so I had a lot of growing pains during that time. Okay.
Hey, Amber.
Hey,
Hey, what's going on?
I actually got a question for both of y'all. Then I got a question just for you, Craig. So I wanted to know, like, when y'all, well, Keon, you still young, but you could answer it too because you in the age range. But how did you like cope with like day-to-day life, like while going through the growing pains of like being on your way to like success and like what am I trying to ask? Like when you were in the stage where you just had to work through the difficult shit before you got on the other side of it, how did you deal with like the setbacks and disappointments and shit that just comes with life?
You know what I'll tell you. You know how like when you're a teenager and you go through puberty and like when you're going through that puberty stage, but you may also be shifting friends, like friends start acting different and funny because you're all kind of going through puberty and you might shift and change friendship groups. And that's what I'm trying to say kind of happens again, like when you're 30, 32, 35. Like you may experience death, like you may lose a parent, you may lose a job, you may lose your car, you know what I'm saying? You may go through some extreme breakup, like some financial crisis. Like there's something that happens to all of us that really graduates us to that next level. And you just have to kind of stay the course. Now, for me,
that's what
like
I know. Like, what kind of practices did you implement to stay the course?
So that's really where, like, when you guys say, "Oh my God, I've learned so much from you," and that's where it came from. So, like, I had really great people around me. Like Angela was one of my friends, and Angela, I'll never forget. Angela said to me, and I remember I was staying at Angela's house. I didn't have a car. I remember my bank account was overdrawn $660. And like whenever we went out to eat, she'd be like, "Come on, Craig, I got you. Just come on, let's go." That's why I do what I can to like really love on Angela and do stuff for Angela, you know, because it's like
she was there when
and Elliot is another one, right? I've always had, like, these people have been around me for years. Even when I first moved to LA, Randy was there when I got to LA, and so like I didn't have a job, I didn't have any money. He would pay when we went out to eat and shit like that to get me out of the house or whatever. But I kept really, really great people around me, and I prayed fervently. I would be on my knees every night praying. I did a lot of crying. I did a lot of writing. That was when I started my greeting card business. So a lot of those greeting cards under the encouragement section, under the wisdom section, were cards that I wrote to myself because I was hoping that somebody would have said those things to me. A lot of those cards under encouragement and wisdom were cards that I literally was typing and I'd be crying. I was crying and I was begging God for mercy and just asking God to give me the strength to make it through. Just to make it through. But I was always praying and saying to him, "God, don't bless me with any of the stuff until you know I can handle it." Until you know I can handle it. I don't want to levitate. I don't want to get the big head. And if you know I'm not ready now, don't give it to me now. Just keep me in the fire for another year or two.
Yeah.
And then when I'm cooked and I'm ready, then take me out. But I literally was saying, these were my prayers. Like when I say to you guys, pray to God, what's the next best step? What would you have me do next? These are things that I would say to myself. And literally, I went to therapy. And then, because see, again, for me, my growth was connected to my career and my finances. I knew what I wanted to do. I didn't know I wanted to do this. I didn't know I was going to do this. I didn't know I was going to be writing books. I just knew that I had something in my belly that I needed to get out, right? Mm-hmm. I just knew that. And so I remember one of my prayers was, God, why would you give me this? Why would you give me this dream and you wouldn't give me the resources to see it through?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, I heard a little still voice said, because I knew you was hold on until you could make it happen. I knew you would see it through, is what he exactly said. I knew I could give you this, I could impregnate you, if you will, with this dream, because I knew you would be the one to see it through. Because even when it came to my stage play, it was about 6 gay men, or 1 was trans and 5 gay men. And I remember thinking, you could have called any gay man to tell this story. Why did you choose me? He said, because I knew you'd be the one to see it through. And I never let go. And I would cry. And he blessed me with a mother who was an entrepreneur. So I watched her get knocked down and then stand back up. She was renovating houses, and she had an assisted living business. So older people who had dementia and they didn't have family, so they lived in this house. And so I saw her trying to renovate this house. People would break into the house and steal the copper pipes or steal the microwave, or she'd have to go and buy the stuff again. Like, I saw her get firsthand get knocked down and stand back up again. So I saw that, I watched that, and I learned from it. But it was really hard, but I had friends who really fed me. And I'll never forget, Angela was friends with Tyler Perry before he became big. She was really good friends with this other guy named Darian, who's a newscaster down in San Antonio, Texas. But she saw both of them struggling. Both of them were living with people. Like, I live with Angela and I live with Elliot. She's witnessed Tyler and Darian live just like that and struggle. And she said to me one day, she said, Craig, it's gonna happen. She said, I've seen it happen before, and I see it on you. You just have to continue living. But see, my problem was I wanted it now, and I wanted it yesterday, because I was in my 20s, and then I was in my early 30s. But see, God was still pruning me. You know, like, he takes you through the process until you're ready. You may think you're ready today. And even, like, you know, a lot of the stuff that people are now finding out about, whether it's my play or my greeting cards or the books, because I started writing these greeting cards in 2003. And they didn't start selling until I started doing lives 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it is, right? But sometimes sometimes your idea, your dream is ready, but you aren't ready. I wasn't ready. I wasn't humble. And I know I get on here and I play and I'm, you know, and I'm always in season. I say all of that, but I'm really humble at my core. I understand that the shit can be taken just like this. I don't take it for granted that you send me a cash app or a super chat. I don't take any of that for granted. I get on here and I cut up and I play, but I know that there was some work that God needed to do on me still. Like, the reason that I'm generous when it comes to, like, we're doing this shoe giveaway, Mother's Day weekend. The reason that I do stuff like that consistently is because it's my way of giving back, but it's also reciprocity, me pouring back into the universe what was given to me. But also that was a part of my prayer. I used to say to God, like, I want to, like, if you give me the platform, I will always tell people that you did it for me. You know, but he had to make me more compassionate. And you don't really learn compassion, in my opinion, until you've been in the position of needing compassion. I was in the position of needing compassion at one point. I stayed with Elliot. He was compassionate enough to let me stay. I stayed with Angela. She was compassionate enough to let me stay. I stayed with people in California, and the list goes on. So it's like, I just pay it forward.
Pay it forward, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you got to be patient with yourself, Amber. I know you, how old are you? 20?
I just turned 22.
22. Oh. And it's the same, like, the only thing I can tell you is what I'm telling you now, but that's just where you are in your life. Same thing with him. When you're 20, 22, 25, you're impatient. You want it now and you want it yesterday. You think that when you're young like that you can force things to happen, you can manipulate things, you can make shit happen quicker. It's not. It's not. It's not going to happen. All you can do is sit and process it and take one day at a time. And like I said, I knew that I was talented as a writer then, but I knew that God had to work on my personality. I needed to be less selfish. I had to be more compassionate. Like, it was the holistic look. You know what I mean? Sometimes we think, well, I'm talented, I'm a singer, or I'm a writer, or I do this, or I got. It's not always about your gift. Sometimes this is about your personality that needs to
And
be
the
cleaned up.
inside.
It's the inside that needs to be cleaned up. Because God isn't going to put you in front of a bunch of people and you don't know how to handle it.
Right.
Or you don't know how to appreciate it. Or you're going to think you did it on your own. God had to put me through the food stamp office several times. He knew I needed to have 4 cars repossessed in order for me to appreciate the shit that's out there now. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So and again, the quicker you get those lessons, the quicker God graduates you to the next level. But you got to be able to appreciate your now. You got to appreciate renting that room or living at your parents' house, taking public transportation. You got to appreciate the shit you got right now before God can bless you with. And I know I'm cussing and saying God, but He knows my heart.
You're
but
right.
You got to appreciate where you are now in order to go to the next level. He ain't gonna bless you with the next level if you can't appreciate the shit you got now. I love the hell out of 227. Baby, you understand what I'm saying? Because remember, before that, I hadn't had a place of my own in years. I lived with people in LA. I lived with people in Jersey. I lived back home with my parents in Maryland. I lived with Angela. I lived with Elliot. I had not had my own place. I lived with another friend, Mikhail, that lived here and it lives here in Atlanta. I lived with I was couch surfing, trying to get these books and shit off the ground. And so when I was able to move into 227, baby, I had that mattress that I had bought from that Rooms to Go, and I laid it on that floor. I was so grateful. All I had was that match. I had no sheets. I had a mattress, and I had some glasses, drinking glasses that I bought from Walmart, and some silverware. That's all I had. Bitch, I remember 227, baby. And I lived at 227 for 5 years, but God really graduated me there. That's when He really took me to the next level. Because I was just appreciative. And I remember being there and having a closet full of books. And I've told this story before. I had like 100 books in there in the closet. And I wasn't doing lives yet. And 20 times 100 is $2,000. And I remember not having no money. Bills were tight. And you know what I mean? I was driving Lyft and Uber. And I remember thinking, like, how can I convert these 100 books to book sales? You know what I'm saying? But I just kept going and I just kept believing, because you have to believe in your heart of hearts that anything can happen at any moment. And a friend of mine used to say to me, he said, tomorrow could be your day. God could pull your number tomorrow and say, okay, it's his turn. Okay, it's her turn. She's waited long enough. She's really, So yeah.
You spoke about the things that you learned from watching your mom. Was there any things that you learned from watching your dad? Like, do you have any valuable lessons from him?
Not from watching him, but the thing that I've always said about my dad that I did not get from my mother, my dad always told me I could do anything. He used to tell me all the time, he said, Craig, you're smart. I mean, from the time I was a kid, he used to say, Craig, you're smart. He said, you're smarter than me and your mother. He used to tell me that as a kid.
What's his sign?
My dad, he's January 26th. What is that, Aquarius?
I think so.
January 26th. I think it is. He used to tell me as a kid, you are smart. He said, you can do anything you put your mind to, Craig. And he said, don't be like me and do a job where you got to use your hand. Get a job where you use your brain. He said, you can do anything you want. He said, if your mother and I came here, you can come here. Like, he used to tell me that consistently. My mother never said stuff like that, but I watched through her example. You know what I'm saying? But my father, he wasn't a risk taker like my mother. Like my mother, she believed she could do shit. You know what I'm saying? So I watched her. So I got firsthand experience from watching her, the practical part. But with my dad, I got he fed me with stuff. He encouraged me. He used to tell me all the time, you can do anything. And so that's why, and I've said this before too, ego is a good thing. You got to control your ego because it can take over. But I'm going to tell you something. My ego, you think about the times, and this is for everybody that's listening. Think about the times, and I talk about this, I think, in Book of Jewels. Think about the moments where your ego has helped you and the times that it's hurt you. But my ego has helped me in so many ways. My ego told me that I could be audacious enough to move my ass to California. If my ego hadn't told me that I could move to California, you would have never known me. I would have never written a book. My ego told me you can self-publish your book. That's what my ego told me. My ego told me you can move out of Elliot's house, move on over there to that condo. You can do this. You understand what I'm saying? Like your ego, there are benefits to having ego.
It is.
You know what I mean? Ego can be helpful, but you just got to be able to manage it because it can overtake you.
Balance.
Yeah, balance. Exactly. And so think about the time. Think about the times that your ego has helped you. Ego is driven by courage. Ego gives you the gumption to take risks, to bet on yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Even when it comes to those of you who are on the fence for paid for your say.
Don't look at me. I ain't on it.
No. You ain't paid for your say, but I'm just thinking like
I was on the fence.
But I'm just saying, like the people who keep saying, "Well, I want to join pay for your say," but I don't. We done dropped it all the way down to $100. So at what point are you gonna really bet on yourself?
I be talking shit because y'all be promoting it a lot, but I done made a bunch of money on it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And again, that's my way of giving back too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if I had a pay for your say when I was out here struggling, good night. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there are people struggling. I know there are people that are in college or going back to school, or you're a single mother. I get the emails. I read every single one of them. I'm a single mother. My husband left, or and I didn't know how I was going to make it. And you happen to tell us about pay for your say, but like that's your ego too. You got to believe that you can do it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's what your ego is there designed for.
Have you been watching Power?
Yes, God.
I'm about to watch it tonight. As soon as 12 hit, I'm staying up to watch it.
Yes, I have. Oh, that's right, because the new episode comes on tonight, right?
Yeah. So what you think gonna happen? Well, this is a spoiler, y'all. So if you ain't been watching it, I'm finna ask. What you think gonna happen when Monet find out that it's Lorenzo? Because I believe the police files that she know that it was him.
Right.
Because they said they found
she saw those prints. I don't know if they're gonna take him out. I think she may want to take him out, but I think what's the son's name?
Kane or Drew.
Kane. Because Lorenzo just saved his life.
So he gonna be feeling remorseful.
I don't think he's gonna let Monet try to kill him. Is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
Well, y'all don't run it for everybody else.
So hell, they should have been watched it. It's gonna be a whole week since the last.
I think Marla. I think she's gonna want to kill him too. But I think Kane is gonna probably be able to save his life the way that Lorenzo just saved his life when they just got ambushed on this last episode. So that's what I'm saying.
She honestly, Monet can't be mad because it was her fault. She was playing both sides.
Yeah.
She was lying to him. So that was Lorenzo's whole reason for going after Mecca in the first place.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree. But yeah, no, I'm watching it. I'm caught up. But I'm also watching that Love Is Blind over there on Netflix.
I don't watch shit like that.
Yeah, I like that Love Is Blind.
I started it.
Love Is Blind?
Like back. I got to catch up like real bad.
Love Is Blind? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to catch up on it.
Yeah. I watch dating shows. I be sick of all of this shit. Just hearing about relationships in general. Shit make my head.
Right. And like even you and I did a one-on-one and you were telling me about this. You wanted to study abroad. What are you doing with that?
It's in the works.
But you were scared. This is where your ego needs to come in and push you.
We ain't gonna talk about that on the live. I'll update you on email.
Okay.
It's in the works.
All
right, Amber girl. We appreciate you coming on here.
It's getting late. Bye, y'all.
All right, bye. Blue 335 is $25 to gift Book of Jewels. That includes the shipping. And I'll ship it out. If you want to choose the person, you're welcome to. Thank you, Dion Lassiter, for the Zelle. I appreciate that. And then I want to say thank you to Michelle Witt, Josh Mosley, and Big Mike. He talking about y'all cute or whatever.
Cool.
Big Mike.
Oh, cool. Yeah, goddamn Mike.
Nicola sent one saying for all the summers in front of you. But listen, you guys have an amazing night. Thank you for being here. This is my third live today. Elliot and I did 2 earlier today.
Baby, when I tell you, and bitch, you don't never send me the voicemail for nobody. I don't give a fuck. You don't never send me the.
You send me the voicemail for that trade school you over there working at.
That's what's paying my bills at the moment.
And I posted this thing on my Instagram the other day. This girl trying to let me find it. The people had wanted me to ask you if this is one of your students over there. Hold on, I got it. Let me pull it up.
This is my first time eating here at Pope Yes. I heard that their fried chicken is super good. So I'm gonna try some of this Pope Yes. This is my first time eating here at Pope Yes.
Pope Yes. She's trying to say Popeyes. She had a Popeyes.
So I'm gonna try some of this Pope
Great.
This is my first time eating here at Pope Yes.
She ain't part of us.
So somebody wanted me to ask, was that one of your students?
No, that's not one of my students, honey. Mm-mm.
This is my first time eating here at Pope Yes.
No, that's not one of my students, honey.
I was gonna do another restaurant review yesterday, but I got in late. It was a lot going on. But I am definitely gonna, the next time I go live, I think I'm gonna do I don't think I have anything to do tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I think I'm going to do a restaurant review tomorrow, but I promise it's coming soon because I already have the restaurant that I'm going to do. Blue335 is donating a copy of Book of Jewels. Is there anyone here that needs or wants a copy of Book of Jewels? If you would, please go to my website, CraigTheWriterStewart.com. Let me put it down here at the bottom. And all you have to do is enter your email address. It's scrolling at the bottom. CraigTheWriterStewart.com. Go to the contact button. And then put your name and your address and just, and subscribe to the page. Subscribe to my website. I'm going to set up a backup YouTube channel too.
For what? My
spirit told me today that I need to set up a backup channel just in case they delete my channel.
Don't put that in the atmosphere.
I'm trying not to, but I got an email today talking about, if you get 3 copyright strikes that they'll delete your channel. So I'm going to set up another channel. I'll let you guys know once I set it up. And then I'll ask you guys to subscribe if you would, please, just in case this channel gets taken down. But just go over to CraigTheWriterStewart.com. It's scrolling right here. Scroll to the bottom of the page, enter your email address, and then I'll choose someone to gift Book of Jewels to. Okay, so I'll do that. The last thing I wanted to say was get your tickets for the Queen's Supreme Court. It's May 25th. That's a Thursday. citywinery.com. The tickets are halfway sold out. Please go ahead and get your tickets. And if you're going to sign up for Pay for Your Say, it's www.paidforyoursay.com. The promo code is BestLife100. My girl Latoya says she wants to gift a copy of Book of Jewels to a single mother. Is there a single mother in here? Blue335, he sent a Zelle for his gifted book. I got it. Blue335. Thank you very much. Latoya, if you want to gift a book, go ahead and send the funds, please. You can Zelle it or Cash App it. Just put a little memo so I know that that's what it's for. It's $25. That includes the shipping. And if there's a single mother in here, do the same thing. Samantha, wait.
Will, I thought Will.
Right. Tiffany Ricks is the first single mother that I see in here. Tiffany Ricks, go to my website, CraigTheWriterStewart.com. It's scrolling right here. Scroll to the bottom, enter your email address, subscribe to the channel, and then send me an email and say that you were gifted the book by Latoya. And Latoya, send the money over here, or I'm not sending no book to Tiffany. You guys have an amazing night. Tomorrow is Fine Nigga Friday / $5 Friday. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to upload a Patreon tonight or tomorrow from today. All right? Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Latoya sent the money, niece. So Tiffany, go ahead and send me the information. I got it, Latoya. Thank you very much. Bye, y'all.